are you feeling like it's just getting a little bit too much at the moment for you? Let me know because I know I can relate. I think many of us know that feeling of spinning our wheels and doing all the things we know are the right things to do to move ourselves, to move our projects, to move our business forward, but not always do we get the corresponding results, right? Or maybe you're even at a point where you feel emotionally drained or really tired. You have that fatigue that makes it hard to get up in the morning, or that even turns you into a snappy mom with your kids, your little ones, right? Let me know whether you can relate. And I want to help you today with giving you 3 tips that a mentor of mine shared with me a couple of days ago that can help you so you don't have to wait until you actually fall off the edge and hit rock bottom, and where you actually need professional help to get back on your feet again. I think this is an important topic in our time that we're living in, and I'm excited you're here. Hello and welcome. In case we haven't met before, my name is Katrin from bloomwithkatrin.com. I'm coming live to you from the beautiful Bavarian forest over here in Germany. Now, whether you're joining me live or later on the replay, please don't be shy. Let me know where you're tuning in from so I can circle back around and say hi and thank you for spending some of your very valuable lifetime with me here today. And I don't know about you, but I love to help others succeed, to achieve their goals, right? I'm here to help you take your business online in a sustainably successful way that's also going to feel good from the inside out. And when we're in overwhelm, when we're actually like dancing on the edge of, like falling off, it would be like ending up in burnout, right? That's not a good place to be. You can't really build a sustainable business when that's where you're at. Okay. And last week I was actually inspired to do this video because my tips might not be completely new to you, but I kind of remembered them while I was in bed with a heavy migraine onset, right? So it was all dark and as silent as it can be, when you have construction work going on in your house, right? And these tips came back at me, and I remembered that conversation with my mentor. So I hope that this can help somebody who needs to hear these tips today or whenever you're watching this, okay? So first things first, highs and lows, emotional, physical, on all levels, mental as well, are normal, right? There's not something to worry about. But when it comes to a point where you actually feel like you cannot get out of your bed in the morning because you're already in nervous tension all over your body, all over your system, because it's just another overwhelming day ahead of you, that's when you really want to start applying these tips. Okay, so tip number 1 might not be new, but it's so huge, and it can get easy to overlook, to kind of like delay that or postpone that to tomorrow or next week or next month, and we're going to pay a way too high price if that's what we're doing, right? So tip number 1 is take time for self-care. Okay, take a look at your day-to-day life, at your day-to-day routine. I'm not necessarily talking about a Sunday, which is when I'm doing this live video right now, because that's hopefully a day where you have some downtime for yourself, right? But take a look at your day-to-day during the week, okay? What do you actually do for yourself? Do you do anything for yourself? And what does it look like? Maybe you want to create one new, better, healthier habit. Maybe you want to eat better. Maybe you want to take care of your spiritual life more, right? Maybe create a better morning routine. So before you actually go online, so I don't know about you, but this gadget, I'm not going to say I'm addicted to it, but when I get up and I have it near to me, I never take it to my bedroom. It's a no because I just don't like it, right? Waking up and having my phone by my side. So it's actually waiting for me in my kitchen. So I'll be in my bedroom, I'll be in the bathroom without being tempted to, before I actually go brush my teeth, have a little check-in with the world, right? Because that can create instant nervous tension in our bodies. Let me know whether you can relate to that feeling of, oh, I got a message, or I got another friend request, which is awesome. I love getting those, right? Don't get me wrong, but it can create a sort of nervous tension in our bodies before we actually are good to start for the day, before we've had something to drink or to eat, right? So here's a few tips for you that work for me, and I would love yours. So just take that second and put it down below. What's helping you when you know that nervous tension I'm talking about? That ooh, right, feeling, yeah, nervous tension. I don't have a better term for that. Okay, so for me, very helpful is really deep breathing. So for me, that looks like I'm going to put both my hands on my chest. And I'm going to breathe in slowly till I count to 5. Okay, I'm not going to do it now really live with you, but you can. Okay, just take your hands on your chest and breathe in till I count to 5. Then hold your breath for as long as you can without obviously getting into trouble. Okay, so maybe it's till I count to 3, maybe it's till I count to 5 as well. And then breathe out real slowly again, as long as you can. Okay, maybe it's still a count of 3 or 5 or even longer. And then there's like a break in your breathing rhythm, in your breathing cycle, if you allow it. So hold that pause in your breathing for a count of 3 or 5. Okay, and repeat this cycle for 3 times or 5 times if you can. And I just love how that really releases that nervous tension. It really slows down my heart rate. I really enjoy that sort of deep breathing. Let me know what's something that's helping you and how you like that deep breathing exercise. I would love to know. Okay. Also, maybe that's a bit of a too woo-woo thing for you, if that's where you're at, is all good, right? Maybe it's going for a walk for you and taking some deep breaths, okay? Or maybe it's dancing. I love to dance as well, right? So I know a friend of mine paints a picture, okay, to release that nervous tension. So whatever works for you is the right thing. There's no right and wrong. It's just a matter of effective or not effective for you, okay? Tip number 2 is create boundaries. Now I'm talking specifically to the high achievers among us who never ever shut off, who never ever get offline, who never ever, or let's rather rephrase it like that, who are always on the go, who are always about high performance, having high goals, and I'm going to get there and I know how to get there and I'm ready to pay any price for that. If that's you, congratulations on your motivation. Okay, that's not where you're struggling, right? But let's create some healthy boundaries. We need some shut off time. We just do. We're human beings. We're not made for high performance 24/7 all week, all year long. Nobody can live a healthy, fulfilled life doing that all the time. Okay, so coming back a little bit maybe to the morning routine, because that's something that's really helpful for me, playing around with that. Okay, and setting myself up for the day before I reach for this handy device, right? And make sure that I'm clear on how I want to show up for my day. Meaning I'm setting the tone for the day. I'm proactive instead of waking up late, first thing reaching for the phone, getting a lot of nervous tension in my body and feeling I'm reactive, just reacting to what the world is throwing at me. Okay? So for me, it's very helpful to be clear, to have clarity on my top 3 things I want to get done for my business, and also my top 3 things I want to get done for myself and my family, okay? And also when I will have time to work on my top 3 priorities when it comes to building my business, okay? And then when that time comes, to be really clear again on this is my time to be productive and effective, not being busy, not scrolling through social media during those 30 minutes or an hour whatever that might look like for you, but really being focused. Okay, this is what I want to get done. This is what I'm working on right now. And I'm really focused and I'm not distracted. I really am doing what I wanted to do, right? What I set out to do for the day. And when that time frame is over, when that hour is done, I'm going to shut off my computer, okay? And I'm going to be really present with, for example, my son, who needs at the moment some extra care when it comes to really focusing on his work, on getting his schoolwork done, right? I don't know about your kids, if you have kids and they're homeschooling and in Zoom meetings all morning long, how's that working for you? I would love to know, because it's creating a lot of nervous tension in my son as well, okay? So, but just be sure and clear that this is a time I want to dedicate to my son. This is a time I want to dedicate to my business, and be really present and focused and not get distracted by anything during that time. Let me know whether this makes sense. Okay. And then number 3, and this might be the most important one of the 3, and it might be the least popular one maybe, but I still want to bring it to you because I think this is huge, and this is not weakness. This is not being unprofessional, quite on the contrary. Okay. I think it's hugely important to know when it is time for us to ask for help. Okay. And that help doesn't have to be a therapist. That help can be calling a friend, calling a colleague, calling a person who's got your back. We all have to have people like that in our life. I'm so thankful I have such people in my life, right? Especially when you are strong, especially when you really can do everything by yourself and on your own. Have a little check-in with yourself every now and again and ask yourself, is it working for me? Really? Am I feeling good about how I do things? Does it make my life joyful? Because I don't know about you, I don't want to create another job building my business online. I want to have fun and joy in the process. I'm willing to work hard. Absolutely. And I'm sure you do too if you're watching. But it's not what it's all about, is it? So let's make sure that you have people who have your back, who will be helping you when you ask for help. Okay, really, really huge. Maybe it's not necessarily to talk about how difficult things are. Maybe that's not effective, but have somebody to talk to bounce ideas off, to cooperate with one another. Okay, and really feel that you're not doing everything on your own, because that's going to lead into burnout. Because I know what I'm talking about, because that's where I was a few years ago. That's not a good place to be, and you will not be able to really build a sustainably successful business if you're doing it all by yourself. Okay, so having a team and having a caring team, people who have your back, is huge. Let me know, and I'm going to congratulate you if you have a team like that, because I do now, and I'm very, very thankful for that. So out of these 3 tips, taking a look at self-care, taking a look at creating boundaries and creating shut-off time, and knowing when to ask for help and also who to ask for help, is huge in my humble opinion. Let me know your ideas. And I would love for you, if this was of value for you, to drop me down below what's one thing, one aha, one tip that resonated with you and that you're going to implement moving forward, so you're no longer really dancing on the very edge of burning out and maybe, like tilting over someday soon, but actually dancing away from that edge again.